everyone. Good morning, all of you. Welcome to you all in today's third online session of chapter number 10. And as you know already, the name of our chapter number 10 is Play with Patterns. In our previous session, we see some patterns and how it makes that we study, and also we make our own pattern. Now today we are going to study complete the patterns, then no number comes twice, and in the last we see the secret message. So let us begin with the patterns. How to complete the patterns. Let us start. Complete the following patterns. See here, in the first one, your pattern start with triangle. Then after, it's a diamond. Then after this, the shape of this triangle is not repeated. So which rule here they are applying? So see here, in the first one, how many sides of the triangle? See, 1, 2 and 3. There are 3 sides of this triangle. After that, in the next pattern, in the next sequence, how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 sides are there. After that, in the next sequence, how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 sides are there. So, when the next sequence is coming, the next pattern is coming, at that time, the number of sides increased by 1. So, in our next pattern, how many sides? There are 6 sides. So, you have to draw any of the shape which have 6 sides. So, see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This shape has 6 sides. In our next pattern, which shape we have to draw? So we can say that the shape having 7 sides. Like that we have to draw. Why we have to draw that shape like 7 sides? Because when we move to our next pattern, at that time, we can say that the side is increased. So see here, how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. How many sides are here in this shape? 7 sides are there. Now in the next shape, how many sides? 8 sides. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. In this shape, there are 8 sides. Now, in the next shape, how many sides? 9 sides. So, see here, how many sides of this triangle, this star? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. How many sides are there? 9 sides are there. Now let us see the next one. In the next, arrow comes, shows upward direction. Whereas in the next one, it shows right side direction, then it shows downwards, then again it shows left side. So, in our next pattern, which direction this arrow shows? So again, it shows upwards, then right hand side, and then it shows downwards. So this is known as the pattern. If you see here, when this arrow shows upward direction and then the second one, it shows right hand side. What is the fraction of this moving? So see here, we are just doing the 4 equal parts of this rectangle. When arrow shows upward direction and then it shows right hand side, it covers 1/4 distance. Now again from these two downwards, it shows also 1/4. So we can say that it just moves from right hand side to downwards. It covers 1/4 distance. But what about when it shows upwards and then it shows downwards? At that time we can say that it covers 1/2 distance. How much? It covers 1/2 distance. Why? So first it moves from upwards to right hand side and then it moves right hand side to downwards. So it covers 2/4 and the equivalent fraction of 2/4 is 1/2. Now again it shows left side. So how many fractional part it moves? It counts from first upward to right side to downwards, and then downwards to left side. So it covers 3/4 part. When it comes again and when it shows upwards, at that time we can say that it covers 1/2 part. Means we can say that this arrow moves 1/2 part. It covers 1/2 part distance. Now again complete the following patterns. In this, the first number is A, C, E. Your second sequence is J, I, K. Can you see anything in this? Which pattern? Here they are write down A. After A comes B. So we have to skip B. What comes after C? After B, it comes C. After C, D. So D you have to skip. And then you have to write down E. So one letter you have to write and one letter you have to skip. So after E, that is the F. So F you have to skip. After that F, G, H skip, I, J skip, K, L. After K, it's a L. So L we have to skip. M, N skip, O, P skip. After P, it's a Q. After Q, R. So R we have to skip and we have to write down S. After S, it's a T. So T you have to skip and write down U. After U, V. So we have to skip and write down W. After W, X is come. So X you have to skip and write down Y. Then Z skip. So it starts from first letter A. Then again this all sequence we have to write down. Here Y, after Y, Z we have to skip. So write down A, B skip, write down C. Then again we have to write down, we don't want to write down D. Skip D, write down E. Skip F, write down G. Skip H, write down I. J, skip K. L, skip M. N, skip O. So in this pattern, you have to write down one letter, one alphabet, and after that the next one you have to skip. Let us see the next pattern. 10 Z. After that 20 Y. Then after 30 X. You can see here they are using the number as well as the alphabet. Number is going to be increasing. Numbers are written in increasing order. Whereas they are write down the alphabet in reverse order. So number should be increased and we have to write down alphabet in reverse order. Means before number we have to write down. 10Z, 20Y, 30X. Now the number is 40. And what comes before X? It's a W. So 40W. After 40, 50. And what comes before W? It's a V. So 50V. After that 60. What comes before V? It's a U. So 60U. After 60 it's a 70. 7070. And what comes before U? It's a T. So 7070 and write down T. No number comes twice. In this I am giving one box to you that is of 3 by 3, means 3 rows and 3 columns. You have to arrange the number like this, that in each row and each column the number should not be repeated. The number should not be comes twice. Like this way you have to arrange these all things. So let us see how it arrange. So first I am write down A. Now just I am write down horizontally order. In a diagonally order I am just write down in all A, A, A. So see here in each row and in each column one time A is coming. Now after that in the first column I am just write down B. So first is occupied. Now in the second one, in the second row, we have to write down B. Like this way, it does not come twice. So see here. Then after in the third one. Now the boxes which is remaining in this, you just write down C, C and C. So now you can see here, in this one, No number can repeat it. See here, A, B, C. Then again here it is C, A, B. Again here it is B, C, A. No one alphabet is repeated. Now you just check this one. Horizontal part C, B, A. Nothing is repeated. Then B, A, C. Also nothing is repeated. Then A, C, B. Nothing is repeated. So first, whatever the number is that, whatever the alphabet is that, you just arrange it diagonally first. Then after, you have to occupy the first row like this. Then you have to occupy this one. Either it's this one, or you can occupy the second and the first column. Let us see the same thing in the second one. Now here again, if I don't want to move from left hand side to right hand side diagonally, now in this, let us move towards the right hand side to left hand side diagonally. Now here we are just arranging the numbers. So here it is. You have to write down first 1, 1, 1. Diagonally, it moves from right hand side to left hand side. Then after, just arrange all other numbers. So see here, this all one moves from right hand side to left hand side. Now, number 2 is there. So you have to arrange 2 like that way that in each row 2 comes one time only. So the first one is occupied. Now the second one is in the second row and the third one is in the second column. Now the boxes which is remaining, that in all the rows and all the columns 1. So just write down the other numbers, that is the 3, 3 and 3. You can make your own pattern, but one thing should be remembered, that the number should not be comes twice. Secret message. This thing already you studied in your third standard. Here we are just taking the alphabet and we are just giving some numbers to them. Now there are total 26 alphabet is there. So we are not supposed to write down A stand for 1. We are just making 1 for the 2 digits. So we are just write down 0, 1. 0, 1 indicate A. Then 0, 2 indicate B. 0, 3 indicate C. Like this way we are just giving coding. This is known as code. Now, if I want to write down, let us play. So how we can write down? We are not supposed to we are not supposed to write down let us play. In our coding language, how we can write down let us play? So see here. Which number shows L? So it's a 12. So where they are write down L, you just write down the number. L indicate 12. So instead of L, you just write down 12. E indicate number 5. So just write down 0, 5. T indicate number 20. So just write down 20, 20. So this number indicate which word? It indicates word LED, LED. Now which number for us? U represent 21 and S represent 19. So just write down 21 and 19. So it indicates U as us. Now what about the play? P indicates 16. So just write down first 16. L indicate again 12. So just write down 12. A indicate 0, 1. So write down here 0, 1. And Y indicate 25. So just write down 25. Now this is known as the coding. Now your next one, you have to write down we are students. How we can write down this we are student in a number? So W indicate 23 and E indicates 05. So 2305. It shows WEV. Now A, that is 01. R indicate 18. So write down 1818 and E indicates 05. So this number shows, it makes the word ARER. Now the same thing you have to apply for the students. S represent 19, T represent 20, U represent 21, D represent 04, E represent 05, N represent 14, T represent 20 and S represent 19. So when we are write down these all numbers together, so it makes the word students. Let us see the next secret message. Here in this I am not giving the numbers to you. Here the second pattern is used. Which is that pattern? So see here. Here I am write down XF. So this XF represent which number comes before X. So it's a W. So you have to write down instead of XW. Which represent number, which alphabet comes before F. So it's a E. So instead of F, we have to write down E. In this, you have to write down the before alphabet. So XF represent V. Which alphabet comes before B? It's a A. Before S, R. And before F, it's a E. So BSF means R. Now, G, before G, it's a F. Before S, R. Before J, I. Before F, it's a E. Before O, it's a N. Before E, it's a D. And before T, it's a S. So this G, S, J, F, O, E, T. It represents the word friends. So this is the which sentence? We are friends. Let us see the next one. The same thing you have to do. Whatever the alphabet is written before alphabet, you have to write down. So what comes before X? It's a W. Before J, I. And before M, it's a L. So will. This X, J, M represent will. What about Z, ZPV. Before Z, Y. Before P, it's a O. And before V, it's a U. So ZPV represent the word YOU. U. Will you. Now QMBZ. Before Q, P. Before M, L. Before B, A. And before Z, it's a Y. So it shows play. What about X, J, U, I? Before X, W. Before J, I. Before U, it's a T. And before I, it's a H. So it is represent with. What about an F? Before N, it's a M. And before F, it's a E. Will you play with me? This is your secret message. If you want to write down the secret message, you can use the different patterns. Like this two pattern today we are studying. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this session and this type of patterns.